Oh, any lover of God in this house? I mean, I'm talking about the people that God knows that they are lovers. You know, God knows He loves you, but does God know that you love Him? I mean, isn't it amazing that God would say to Peter, just like the woman of God just said, Peter, do you love me? I mean, the God who knows all things, how could He be feigning ignorance? Like as in He's forming it. Like as if, do you love me? So then Peter will say, yes, I love you. Then he'll be like, but when Peter says, yes, I love you, why did he need to ask him again, Peter, do you love me? Because there are some things that need to be expressed in different ways. The first time he said, feed my sheep. The next time he said, feed my flock. Which one is sheep? Which one is flock? But he was saying there are multiple ways of expressing love. And love is always expressed. It's not a feeling. It's a state of being. Do you understand? So whenever you are truly in love, there are some things that are natural to you. You don't struggle with it. Like for instance, when you love someone, you tell them, I love you. When it's genuine, it's not a struggle. True or false? Do you know that most of the time it's one thing to love somebody and the person not know that you love them? That is called crushing. Has anybody ever crushed in your lifetime here? Like you will see the person, your heart will do big, but the person does not even know. They are just walking past you. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us have been crushing on God because it's like as if you are loving God, but God does not even know that you love Him. Today I want you to find a way. Just let God see that you love Him. Now, your own love language may be different from anybody else's love language. So for somebody, it's blowing God a kiss today. That would be. It's another person just saying, Lord, I love you. One other person wants to shout. One other person wants to kneel. Look, don't copy anybody else's love language. Find a way to let God know, Lord, I love you. Now, a lot of people are not necessarily in love with God because there are things they're expecting from God. And they are holding their love as like a negotiating, like, Lord, when you do this, I will love you. But love is not a reward. Love is a gift. If you ever love because, it's not love. You love in spite. So you can't love because of, you love in spite of. Somebody get what I'm saying? Yes, I don't want you to crush on God today. I want you to let God know. Find a way to let Him know. Do you know that God said to Abraham, now I know? And it took Abraham wanting to kill Isaac, the most important promise to him. Abraham received Isaac as a manifestation of a 25-year wait. And then God tells him, that thing you waited for me for, I want you to give it back to me. Woo! Somebody said the reason why Abraham could not tell Sarah that he was taking Isaac to go and sacrifice is that Sarah would have said, well, sacrifice me first before you can touch this child. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Yes, then God said, now I know. See, many times the thing that God wants from you, He's the one that will give it to you. But what He really wants is not what you give to Him. It's just the fact that you love Him more than the thing that you have. So that the things that He gives you are your possessions, but they don't possess you. Somebody get what I'm saying? Are you sure you're getting me? What is too big for God to ask of you? What is too big for God to ask of you? Occasionally, from time to time, I stumbled on one of these Nollywood movies that always just... And then sometimes people will go to these people that's supposed to be their jazzman. And by the time the jazzman tells them what to do to get the thing that they are looking for, it's almost always so humiliating. And yet, these big people who are looking for this power or this money or these things, they don't send. If you say go round the roundabout 4.5 times at 3 a.m. or 3:30, the guy will not forget and sleep. That's how much the people of the world want what they want, that they would give what they can to be able to get it. What do you want? I know you're standing, and I know I'm really way behind time. So this is just going to be a real quick greeting so that you guys can still go and have a good Father's Day lunch, right? But I just want you to just tell our own Heavenly Father how you feel today. Many of you, your fathers were not there when you were growing up. Like me, my father died when I was only 11 years old. So I was raised by a single mom. But I'm thankful that I had what they call filling dads. My uncles, neighbors, family, external family friends that were filling dads. Just tell our Heavenly Father, what a joy. I love you, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Can somebody wish God Happy Father's Day? Yeah, just as the Lord. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. Tell him how grateful you are to be his son or his daughter. Tell him what a privilege it is. It's his love that brought you near. It wasn't your love that drew near to God. So just say, thank you so much, Lord. And once again, just say, Happy Father's Day, Lord. And whilst you're still there, can I have all the men please take a seat for a moment? All the men in the house, please take a seat. I'm sure the ladies want to do something that they did in... Did you say that's island or mainland? One of the things that Pst.Abu got to do, and I'm sure that you probably have, is that he got all the women to appreciate all the men in the house for just being fathers. I don't know whether the men feel appreciated, but what I want to do is to make sure that they know that they're appreciated. So today I want, listen, I understand that it might be somebody else's husband, so you have to touch carefully, but if you have to shake, shake. If you can touch, if it is your own hug, if you, listen, I promise you, if it is your own husband that is beside you, kiss. It's all right. Whatever you can do, I want you to please find a way to express gratitude on behalf of a people who may not even be there to say thank you. Their kids may be in children's church. They may not even be around. They may be in far-flung all across the world. Many people have their children and their families in other parts of the world. You know, Canada, Australia, you know, and they are here grinding and keeping themselves for long months. The Lord help you. We appreciate you. I hope that someone is going to send a message to someone in this category that you know, and just let them know that we appreciate them, especially on behalf of their children. And for as many of you as your parents, you know that your mother carried it. Some people, listen to me, some people, their fathers were around, but they were not present. Some people, their fathers were around, but they were shared. Their presence was shared with many other people. to the extent where even their fathers did not know much about their sons or their daughters, did not know their favorite color, did not know, some of them, they hardly even remember their name. Ace, you, what number are you? Right? They don't know their favorite color, they don't know their dreams, they don't know their aspirations, they don't know their likes, their dislikes, they have no clue about them. But their mother knows. She knows what the child likes to eat and what he doesn't like to eat. She knows what he likes to drink and doesn't want to drink. This one likes Sprite. This one likes Fanta. This one likes Chapman. This one likes, do you understand what I'm saying? Please, let's hail all of these ones. All right. Bless you. But then, the beauty about this house is that you guys are also blessed with a spiritual father. And I know that if you shout loud enough, they will hear it in the island. Is there somebody who can attempt to shout enough for Pastor Abu to hear you that you are hailing? All right. Bless you. Please be seated. Now I need to know really how many minutes do I have? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? What do I have? Huh? I am deeply grateful for the love and the appreciation that I have received, the presence, the words, a really kind vibe that I have gotten from you guys. You make me feel like this is home. And I will try. I see that my clock is ticking at 50 minutes, so I'll try and do a lot of things very quickly. There was something that I did at the mainland. That's slightly different from what I wanted to do today, but I just thought that I would let you know how important it is to be present fathers. How difficult it is, yes, but how important it is. Please listen to the following statistics, very important. The United States Department of Justice released reports documenting the link between growing up without a father and criminal justice involvement. And what they found out was that 85% of the youths in juvenile prisons come from fatherless homes. That's almost 9 out of 10. Approximately 71% of all high school dropouts in the US come from fatherless homes. And what they found out was that there's a very significant link between the likelihood of a high school dropout getting involved in a crime that would land that child in incarceration. They say children without fathers or raised without fathers are roughly 4 times more likely to need psychological and behavioral treatment. And 80% of adult male prison inmates report childhood characterized by absent or what they call highly intermittent paternal figures. So what's an intermittent paternal figure? A father who shows up from time to time. But when you need that father, there's no guarantee that they will be there at that time. And this is particularly a challenge for us here in Nigeria because there is a generation that is being raised with intermittent parental fatherhood. And I'm particularly speaking about the Japa generation, where a lot of men, in a bid to be able to make sure that their kids go to get good schools and all of that, are sending their wives and their kids to faraway countries. And one of the things is that, yes, we are providing a stable society, which we should have provided here in Nigeria. Yes, we're giving them some quality education, which they should have gotten in Nigeria. And so we're trying so hard to give them a better life and a greater future, which they could and should have been building in Nigeria. But, be it as it may, they are sacrificing But what they don't understand is that they're not only sacrificing themselves, but they're sacrificing fatherhood. Many of these guys that talk to me complain about how their kids are responding to them. And their kids are just so angry about the fact that their parents are not there. And they don't know that it's tough for the fathers just to be able to do what they think they have to do for what's best for the children. So today I want to ask you, if you can, to please be a filling dad for a child that is somewhere around you whose father is not. That your presence in that child's life as a mentor may be the only difference between the decisions that that child will take that will derail that child or align that child with the path of destiny. You must be like Abraham, who was able to raise 350 sons in his house that did not come from the womb of Sarah. Lord knew that Abraham could raise children when he had none. Why? Because he was a fantastic mentor. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? So today I want you to appreciate a father figure in your life, but today I want you to be a father figure in somebody else's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Find one child in your neighborhood who you know the dad is not there, and just check up on that child. My first father figure when my father passed away was my brother, and he was only 15 years old. But he's remained in that place for the last 44 years of my life. Amazing guy. His name is Durotoye. If you can please help me appreciate him. Permit me to just quickly touch on something else before we dive into what I want to call transgenerational wealth. How many people want to have transgenerational wealth? That's where I'm going today, but I want to get you there by just sharing some things called issues around generational cycles. All right. A large body of research explores the relationship between patterns in the lives of parents and children. So listen to this. Did you know that over half of incarcerated adults are parents to minor children? So that means that most of the people you see in jail have children that are missing their parents, and they know their parents are in jail. What we found out, though, is that children with incarcerated parents are 6 times more likely to face incarceration themselves. That's big. So that begins to perpetuate the cycle of fatherless homes and justice involvement. So one of the things that most people don't know is that the way God designed the earth, what goes around comes around. Yes or no? Yes. As you know, the earth revolves revolves around itself, and then revolves around the sun and rotates around its own axis. So because the earth rotates on its own axis, we have day and night. But because the earth revolves around the sun, we have years, isn't it? So we know that that stability that we feel today is in a revolving earth. Now listen to this, guys. Do you guys know that the decisions you make today have a direct impact on the kind of life and choices your children will have to make tomorrow in their lives? Case in point, Abraham. Abraham created cycles in the lives of Isaac, Jacob, that he didn't even know that was going to be shown. So Abraham, for instance, married a beautiful woman who was to kill for, if not to die for. What do I mean to kill for? Abraham was so sure that people will want to kill him for the sake of Sarah when he got to Egypt. He wasn't willing to die for her, but he knew that she could be killed for. That's how stunning she was at the age of 80. So don't tell me you are too old to be spanking. You understand what I'm saying? Okpeke at 80. You understand? Babe. But what was even interesting about Sarah was that the people who saw her didn't desire her for themselves. They desired her for the king. Meaning that they saw something about her that said, this one is a queen. This one belongs in a palace. That's the kind of lady that Abraham married. Guess what? Isaac gets into the land of Gerar. And the people see Rebekah, and all they can think is that this lady belongs to the palace of Abimelech. What happened in Abraham's life shows up in Isaac's life. Another very interesting thing. Abraham faced a famine on his journey and his path of destiny. Genesis chapter 11 says, and Isaac came into another famine, Genesis 24 I think, came into a famine that was different from the famine of Abraham. Sorry, Genesis 24. Isaac came into a different kind of famine, different from Abraham's own. Isaac. Guess what? Abraham, when he came into a famine, he decided to go down to Egypt. The minute Isaac entered into famine, his first decision was what? Go down to Egypt. God had to intervene with Isaac so that he doesn't do the same thing that Abraham did. But guess what? Even out of the famine, when Abraham went to Egypt, he came out with wealth. Guess what happened with Isaac? Out of his own famine too, the Bible says that the man became great and he continued to grow until he became very great. So both of them prospered in famine. Just so that you know, famine was not only unique to those two generations. Guess what? Jacob enters into famine. And true, Jacob sends his children, but does not know that one of them had gone ahead. And the one who went ahead became prosperous because of a famine that was coming. And all the family became prosperous in the same famine because they had a brother there. So what happened to Abraham happened to Isaac, happened to Jacob. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? Now let me give you one particular one that is very interesting. Abraham's wife asked Abraham to sleep with his house or her house girl. And you say, FD, wait, FD. Isaac's wife did not ask him to sleep with her house girl. I will say to you, yes. But when it crossed over that one generation, it landed double fold in Jacob's generation. Both Jacob's wives insisted that Jacob must sleep with their house girls. So the fact that one generation skipped did not mean that the second generation was not going to suffer much. Which means that you have to be very careful what you do, because it has a way of creating a cycle for your children. If you slap your wife, the chances that on the same day in the life of your son, he will slap his wife before he realizes he slapped her. Like, even if he didn't want to slap her, you don't, why did you? I said, sorry, or I didn't know. I didn't even mean to slap you. Because that hand had been programmed by the father to strike his daughter. Now look, don't get me wrong. Not only in your children, your son. No. It means that on that same day, your wife was slapped. Your daughter on that day is likely to stop. You understand what I'm saying? Just as in, she did not even say anything. She just said, what do you want to eat? Say, what do I want to eat? What do I want to eat? Is that how to ask somebody, what do you want to eat? Like, so why are you asking me, what do I want to eat? Do you not even know what? Look, in fact, if you don't move from here, what is going on? If you say it again, I will slap you. Because you did something that has become a cycle in the life of your children. So I need you to understand that this is the way I like to say it. What goes around comes around, but that is a law of nature. The law of leadership says, what I want to come around, I will make it go around. So I choose what I want to see in the life of my children, and then I act it now. I choose what I want to see in the life of my children, and I act it now. I treat my wife the way I want my daughters to be treated, because she's also somebody else's daughter. I do to my wife what I hope my sons will do to my daughters-in-law. And I told my wife, because we have 3 boys, I think I told you that before. And one of the days, I don't know which motivational speaker came to our house and was jiving with my daughter, talking. So you mean that you just build all these house of Tara, make, and there's no girl to be able to take over the business? I don't know why she thought that somebody else. Anyway, my wife fell for this whole conversation. Then she came to meet me and said, do you think we should try for a girl? I looked at her, I said, somebody has got into this lady. So I told her, I said, baby, you see, once is an occurrence, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. We have 3 boys. That should tell you I have no girls inside her. But, somebody say but. I said I could make her 3 promises. She said, okay, promise number 1. I said, I have 3 boys that are waiting. If you want, I can give you. She said, hey, she said, what's promise number 2? I said, promise number 2 is that if you wait long enough, I'll give you 3 daughters-in-law. I said, and they will carry our name, our son name, for the rest of their lives. And then she said, okay, so what's promise number 3? I said, I promise that I will be the best father-in-law that anybody has ever seen. And she said, oh, that's so touching. I said, well, the only thing is that I have to start now to make sure I'm building my sons to be the best husbands, because that's the surest way that I can be the best father-in-law. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? A lot of us didn't raise husbands. That's why our daughters-in-law are crying. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? We didn't raise fathers. That's why our grandchildren are misleading or misled. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. The Bible says, train what? If you can train up a child, it means you can train down a child. So you got to choose which direction you are training that child. You got to train with direction. So as fathers, I want to share with you, so as a father, you must be a faithful friend. And faithfulness is one of the greatest gifts that makes fatherhood so precious. I hope you know that you cannot measure faithfulness in the presence of those to whom you are faithful. You can measure loyalty, you can show someone in their presence, but you only show faithfulness to people in their absence. So you can't be faithful to your wife whilst you are with her. It's when you are not, she's not there. That's when your faithfulness is on test. When you travel, when you are in a hotel by yourself, and you know you have the different kinds of possibilities that you may even think may not be seen, recorded, or reported. That's when your faithfulness is on test. So the decisions you take when your kids are not there is critical to your faithfulness. Please, quickly just get to Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 7 to 8. Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 7 to 8. All right. We're going to read together. You guys know I like to read together. This is Nehemiah praying to God. 1, 2, 3, go. You are the Lord God who chose Abram and brought him out of the Ur of Chaldees and gave him the name Abraham. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever wondered, why did God choose Abraham of all the people on earth? I should have thought it should have been Noah. Noah is the father of every living human being, but he doesn't seem to be a celebrity in the Bible. At least not celebrated like Abraham. Have you ever had Noah's blessings, am I? Have you heard Father Noah had many sons? Nobody sings about those kind of things, yet everybody talks about this one guy called Abraham. Why did God choose Abraham? Go! You found his heart faithful before you and made a covenant with him to give him the land. So, in a sense, guys, what was the reason why God chose Abraham? Had a faithful heart. Faithful heart. I mean, can you imagine that Abraham did not have the Bible, but yet God said, I know Abraham will train his children in the way of the Lord. Genesis 18, 17 to 19. Genesis 18, 17 to 19. We're going to do this very quickly. Genesis 18, 17 to 19. It says, sorry. That's one of my sons. Bob's the Bobs. I am... I'm preaching right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, do you want to say something to the people?
Everybody, please wish this man happy Father's Day. Right now, I need a full chorus. Happy Father's Day to Fela Durotoye, the best dad in the world. Let me hear it.
Thanks. I love you, son. I'll call you soon. All right, ciao, ciao, ciao. My sons are my best friends. And I learned very early that they don't have a choice of who their father is, but they have a choice of who their friend will be. I couldn't force friendship on them. It had to be an offer that carried value. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? Oh, guys, don't let me get teary now. Let's read. 1, 2, 3, go. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am doing? Next verse. Since Abraham will surely become great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. Next one. For I have known him in order Do you understand that? That the promise of the Lord to Abraham was tied to the way that he would raise his children. Did you get that? But he says, for I have known him. Another version, I think NIV says, for I have chosen him. Can you see? NIV? Can you see? Look at it. Let's read that together. For I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household. This guy didn't have a Bible. The Bible was written by Moses, the first 5 books. How did Abraham know the way of the Lord? And how was he going to show and train his children in the way of the Lord? It tells you this incredible power of role modeling. And then we heard that Abraham was faithful in his heart. So a faithful friend is who a father is. Can I just rush through the other ones? A father must be an articulate advisor. Someone who's able to communicate effectively, knowing how to advise in a way that will be received, retained, and relatable. Because too many times you give advice from your high horse stool, and therefore the children don't want your advice. They don't even think that you haven't asked enough questions to be able to understand where they are and why they are in the situation they are in, and you're already giving unsolicited advice. I want to say something to you, especially as your children grow. If you notice that you are having to shout at your children, it's time for you to change, not them. You are shouting because you have said the thing before, but it's not entering. Now you are amplifying your volume rather than articulating your voice. I always say, especially to my wife, I said to her, don't raise your voice at the boys, raise your point. If you raise your voice, they won't hear your point. Raise your point, not your voice. But I've said it before. I know. If they heard you before, they wouldn't have done it again. So raise the point, not the voice. So F, you have to be what? A, you have to be. T, you have to be a trusted teacher. You have to be a trusted teacher. And consistency is one of the things that builds trust. It's the reason why people can open a can of Coca-Cola and not even taste it before they drink it. Black liquid in a red can. And once they hear, it's okay. You literally trust. Listen to this. One day God said to me, my son, you don't trust me on this thing. I said, Lord, I trust you. He said, no, you don't. I said, Lord, I trust you. He said, no, you don't. And I said to him, how do you know I don't trust you? He said, because I measure the trust in your heart by how much worry is in your soul. The more you trust, the less you worry. The less you trust, the more you worry. My question is, what do you tell your kids and they still worry about it? Because if you told your kids things that you didn't mean, things you didn't do, then every time you say something to them, they can't take it to the bank. And as a father, you must be a trusted teacher. But as a father, you also have to be a helpful hero. It was my kids that told my staff to include in my profile that they think that I'm a superhero. I couldn't have done that for myself. You have to be a helpful hero. But please understand, help. There are two ways to present help to anyone. Number one is to say, number one is to say, can I help you? And when you say, can I help you, it's always only a yes or no. It doesn't really get you engaged. The better way to say is, how can I help you? How can I help you throws your kids into a position where now they have to explore. What is the greatest value that you can add to them? And please understand, what you thought was the greatest value may not even be the thing that they... Many people think that the fact that I pay my children's school fees means that. Do you know what? They don't even send. Listen, there was a guy who said to me one day, he said, Fela, I wish I had met you earlier. Because I told him, I said, many of us are sending our children on mentorship with dead human beings. Say, what do you mean? I say, you are just sending money. I say, take, go and play. You are giving Obafemi Awolowo, isn't that what is 100 naira? To go and mentor your child in the playground. Because the truth about it is that children appreciate your time more than your money. Because your money does not create memories, but your time does. And it is your time that they will carry with them in memory form much longer than your time when you can be with them. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? So it's important that you be the helpful hero. And then E, you have to be an excellent encourager. Which means that you must constantly be reminding your sons and your daughters of who they are meant to be, not who they are, just who they are. If a child takes something from the store without asking, don't call that child a thief. Tell the child, you know you are not a thief. You shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you. Remind the child of who they are and who they are meant to be. Your child is not doing well in a subject. Tell your child that you have more brains than this. Don't say, you are just failing anyhow, wasting my money. Do you know your school fees? Tell the child who they are. Encourage them in every situation. Let the voice of encouragement not come from outside your home. And I'm not saying that nobody should encourage them outside your home. I'm saying that already they should be fortified with encouragement by the time they are going out. If your daughters have to hear that they are beautiful from outside, you failed as a father. The first person that should have told their daughters that they were beautiful was their dad. So one boy cannot come and confuse your daughter. And like say, babe, you're just fine. She should say, I know. My dad said so. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? The last thing I want to share very quickly is you have to be a respectful role model. Why is respectful important? Because you must role model respect to your children. Why is that important? Because without respect, your children will fall into the grievous terminal illness called pride. There are 5 things that get you into trouble in our home. The 5th one is the worst of them all. Number 1, if you tell a lie, you're in trouble. Number 2, if you steal, you're in trouble. Number 3, if you fight, you're in trouble. Number 4, if you intimidate or bully, you're in trouble. But the 5th one is the worst of them all. If you disrespect someone, especially housekeepers, drivers, anybody that you may remotely feel that by your position in that house you are higher than. That one is death before midnight. I told one day my children, or one of my children, disrespected the nanny, anti-gift. And so when they came, I said, you said what to anti-gift? He said, I said, oh, you're going to meet the Lord today. If you are lucky, I will resurrect you. But just in case I don't resurrect you, bye for life. Daddy, I'm sorry. No! You disrespected anti-gift. Another one of them one day was telling his friend, that's my driver. Okay. So when they got home, I heard that they said, that's my driver. I said, how much is his salary? He said, he doesn't know. You don't know his salary, sir? You're not the one that paid it? He said, no. When did you hire him? He said, I don't know. So, okay. So how can he be your driver if you didn't hire him and you're not paying his salary? I said, well, okay. So tomorrow you're going to walk to school. He thought it was a joke. I said, you will walk to school. He said, Dad, but it's a long journey. I said, well, that's what happens to people who have drivers. You have to get your own driver. Listen, what I was saving him from was a class identity. Getting him to think that he was better than this person who is a driver. Never again did it happen. This guy that just called, he just graduated November and he started a business in the UK. And from the first money that he made, that he was able to make his own profit of £500, he sent money to Gift. Gift is the auntie that raised him and his brothers for about 17 years. And then he sent money with the most beautiful message to Auntie Gift. And Gift no longer works with us. She came to meet Tara and she was just crying. This guy that just called me. You want to make sure that your children are 40. What's A? What's T? What's H? What's E? What's R? There are 3 things I want you to be able to role model for your children. They must experience it before you can expect it of them. Number 1, service. The ability to serve the interest of others. The ability to provide solutions to others. And please help, let it be clear that sacrificial service must never be hidden. Don't let your children think it costs you nothing to be good to them. You know it's not easy. So let them know that it is not easy, even though it looks easy because of the way you carry that heavy burden. Don't pay school fees and they will not come and say thank you. Let them see how much their school fees cost. And sometimes put it in the context of what else you could have done with that money if you didn't pay that school fees. Because that gives value to the sacrifice that you have made. Listen, they are going to imitate you. If they don't know you sacrificed, when it's time for them to sacrifice, they won't want to do it. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I want you to role model is sacrificial service. Focusing on the interest of others rather than just themselves. Providing solution to others rather than looking for only solution for themselves. The second thing I want you to please role model for your kids is excellence. I want your kids to experience the highest standards of quality in everything, even before they leave home. There's a difference between a pressed shirt and a well-pressed shirt. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? Some of you may have seen a video of mine that went viral a few years, I think last year. And I was talking about an Uber driver that I was in his car. Anybody saw it here? Okay, some people. You know, everywhere I could, I was like, oh my God. And now this guy says, say something that will change my life. So I said, look, I have something to say, but I'm worried. He says, no, sir. Sir, please tell me. I said, I'm worried about how you take it. He said, sir, I know your heart. I've followed you for a long time. Please tell me. Tell me what you have to say. I said, do you have kids? He said, yes. I said, how many kids do you have? He said, 2. I said, do you know your kids look up to you? He said, I hope so. I said, okay, so will your kids have to go into the car of somebody else to know what a clean car looks like? He said, I said, I'm sorry. He said, no, sir. Like, he was like, let the tea enter. He said, sir, and I've wanted to clean this car. It's just that I've been so busy. I said, yes, and I'm sure you are busy keeping food on the table with the car. I said, yeah. I said, the only thing is that, do you know that to you, this car is a tool, but to your kids, this car is their father's office. And they have to be proud of their father's car. I said, imagine, have you ever taken do you take your kids to church? I said, yes. I said, have you ever gone to church with your car and your kids have to come back because you had to move before the church was over? He said, many times. I said, so imagine the car of their father that took them to church dirty and they had to hitch a ride in them from church in a clean car. He said to me, sir, I promise you my car will never be dirty again. Your kids should know what a clean home looks like from your home. Not when they go to another person's house. Your kids should know what a shine shoes looks like from your shoes. You should be the model of excellence to your kids. I tell my kids, do it the lazy way. You know what I mean by do it the lazy way? Because every time they do something and if they don't do it well, they'll have to do it again. I say, you could have done it well the first time. Because excellence is about raising people to attain a level of quality beneath which is unacceptable. Set a high bar of quality for your children. And then raise them. Don't reduce the bar because, listen, don't accept your child washing a cup and when you lift it against lights, you can see fingerprints or oil stains. Let that child know that that is not a clean cup. So if he has to do it again, do it again. But this is how you train. Can I quickly tell you? And this is not just for your children, this is for anyone you are going to delegate with. Number one, you are going to tell me what you want. Then number two, you are going to show me what you want me to do. Number three, you are going to tell me why it should be done that way. Then number four, you are going to let me try to do it. And number five, you are going to leave me to do it. Did you get it? You want to write it? Every time you want to delegate, you have to go through 5 steps. The first is that you must tell the person what you want them to do. The quality, the standard, what you want them to do. Number two, you must show them what you want them to do and how you want them to do it. Number three, you must tell them why you choose to do it that way and why you have set the quality that high. So they understand not just the quality, but the process. Then number four, you are going to let them do it, but with you by their side. Let them make the mistakes, and then you look at it and you compare. Then the last one is, once you are sure that they've gotten it, you're going to have to leave them to be able to get it done. Did somebody get something from that? What's the first one? Tell them what you want them to do. Number two, show them how to do it. Number three, tell them why. Number four, so let them try it, but you have to be by their side. And number five, you can only leave them when you are sure that they've shown you consistently that they get it. Then you can leave them to do it. So excellence is a very important thing. The last thing I want you to role model for your children is integrity. Be a promise keeper. Don't tell your children things that if they told one another, it will cause them to have divisions among them. You know, sometimes you want to do that favorite thing. Come on, take it. But don't show your brothers. Don't show them. Take. Put it inside your pocket. You have just raised a person without integrity. Because integrity does not collect anything it will have to deny it collected. Integrity does not give anything it will have to deny it gave. Integrity needs no cupboards because it has no skeletons to hide. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? Integrity does not cast the burden of secrecy on another. And like yesterday night, those of you that were here, what did I say? If you cannot keep your own secret, why do you expect somebody else to keep it? If it is truly a secret, keep it. Why are you telling me your secret, but you don't want me to tell somebody else? If you tell me your secret, I promise you I'll tell everybody. If you didn't want anybody to know, you should have kept it. Why is it such a heavy burden for you? Now you want me to carry your own burden. And the funny thing, they have, even if you tell them not to tell you the secret, they will tell you. Because secrets are very heavy burdens to the conscience. Somebody's still with me here. Yes, sir. So this is very important. Very important. What is the first thing you have to role model for your kids? Especially sacrificial service. What's the second thing? The highest quality standard. The highest quality standard. The highest quality standard. What's the third thing? Be a promise keeper. Be a truth teller. Hate lies, but love the liar. And whenever your children lie, don't call them liars. Tell them you are not a liar. You should never tell a lie. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? You are the righteousness of God. So lies don't belong to you. That belongs to the devil. He's the father of lies. And I'm not the devil, and I'm your father. So clearly, you understand what I'm saying? So I want to show you a quick video of, in my head, what someone who had trained up a child must have had to do. She a true leader. Someone who trained up a child what they had to do, and then I would wrap that into what I call transgenerational wealth. You will understand it in a second.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है सर। आइए सर। ये चल चल। फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो। फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो। I hate this country. चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले।
Did anybody see a leader emerge in that place? Who was the leader? So what did that teach us? That leadership is not about? It's not about age. It's not about size. It's not about position. Not about gender. It's not about title. The question was, who told that boy that he could lead? Did anybody notice the ABCD I taught you yesterday? Can you remember what A is? Accept responsibility. Did that boy accept responsibility? Was he the one that felled the tree? Yet he still accepted responsibility for a tree he did not push down. What is B? Believe. Believe in your capacity, God-given capacity. I believe that when that boy was standing in front of that tree, he was saying to himself, greater is he that is in me than this tree that is in this world. You, this tree, and me cannot be in the same place. I am a solution, you are a problem. One of us must give way to the other. That's what he said. But then, C is what? Did you see that boy commit? Remember, commitment always starts with a sacrifice. He let go of something to embrace something else. Most of the time, you will need to commit your time, your thoughts, your tasks, your talk, your team, and your treasure to the assignment that God has given to you. Whatever that assignment is. You've got to give it all you have, but sometimes it means you're going to have to take off something first to be able to commit to it. Do you get what I'm saying? And then the last one, did you see that boy deliver? Did he just try or did he deliver? So when he tried, did the tree move? The tree did not move. But did he give up? Even when the rain started, did he run away? Do you understand that you've got to train your children to keep doing it until they get it done? Don't say, I don't care how you do it. Oh, I care. Because people take shortcuts and it cuts them short in life. So I care how you do it, but I also care that you get it done. And however you need help, don't be shy. Many times to accomplish greatness, your children must know that greatness will require more than just their own effort. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't be shy to ask for help. And the way you respond to the child when he asks for help will determine whether that child would ever want to ask for help again. Somebody raised up that child. They trained a leader. My question is, who are you raising and how are you raising them? Because life is really, as far as I'm concerned, is not just a race against time, but the human race is not a race between Caucasian and Asian, African. No, the human race is a relay race, where one generation has to run their race in a way that they can hand over to the next generation. But I don't know whether you can see what I'm hoping to show you. Two challenges every generation faces. Number one is that they must be able to add an advantage into the baton to help start off the next generation on a greater high. The first generation started from nothing, from still. But from there, speed was added so that by the time the baton will need to be transferred, it wasn't transferred to a child that was standing still. Meaning that you have to raise your children in a way that they have to be able to run even if the baton is not yet in their hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Get your children to be able to lead without calling them governor amongst the children. You know you are the firstborn. So is it only the firstborn that must lead? And then this thing about us, me, you say, you know, but you are the man of the house. All of them are leaders. All, male and female. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? You must never raise your children with gender. Never. There's nothing that the guys can do that the girls should not do. And there's nothing that the girls should do that the guys must not do. If the girls must wash the plates, the guys must learn how to wash it. If the girls must cook, so must the guys. Otherwise, they will be hungry and one girl will come and use food to carry them away. It's harder to carry a man that can cook away with food. Does somebody understand what I'm saying? So listen, cooking is a life skill. It's not for girls. Even wives who know their husband can cook, they are careful how they shakara them with food. You understand what I'm saying? We used to use cooking to catch babes in uni. Oh, I eat spaghetti bolognese. I'm not coming to female hostel to come and sit down for you to cook for me. No. Come to quarters. Father, thank you for those days that are long gone. Two challenges, guys. You got to be able to run your race in a way that you hand over an advantage, meaning you must add value to the baton that you're going to give to them. Can I quickly tell you 3 batons that you're going to give? The first baton you're going to give is the baton of possessions. Things that you have built that hopefully can be given to your children as a legacy. But this is where it gets interesting. You better hope that whilst you are building, you got your kids interested in it. Otherwise, it will be an inheritance, but it will not be a heritage. You will pass it on, but they will not be interested in it. You want to build a company and force your children to come and be CEO. If you didn't build in them from when they were in secondary school, coming to during holiday, summer holiday, to come and work in your company, without you being working from your office, post them to somebody, let them go and work with that person. Don't see them the whole day. Until they get home, then you ask, how was work today? Does somebody understand what I'm saying? Make sure they can work in places where their father is not present, even if it's in the company. And please understand, don't just get your kids to do IT in your company. Send them to your friends' companies too. Let them learn before they go on summer holiday. Especially those of you that like to send children abroad to travel at any costs. It's okay. I too have done it. But make sure, listen to this, this is what I raised my kids on. We do what we have to do so we can do what we want to do. I heard it from Will Smith. Will Smith heard it from Denzel Washington. We do what we have to do so we can do what we want to do. Every time your child wants to do something, find out what have you done to earn you the right to do it. Give most of the things that are desires to your children as a reward. But be clear, there are some things that are rewards, there are some things that are not. Love is not a reward. Food is not a reward. Sleep is not a reward. You know, there's things, your school fees is not a reward. Let them be clear, these are the things that are rewards and these are the things. But PS5 is a reward. Not only the buying of it, but the playing of it. You can't have homework and play PS5. You've messed up the priorities of the children. So make sure they do what they have to do so they can do what they want to do. If you want to travel this holiday, you must go and work and do IT somewhere. It is all work and no play that makes Jack a dull boy. Jack must work first before he can play. Does somebody understand where I'm going? So the first thing you have to do is to give value to the baton that you're handing over. Make sure you are building something that your children will be interested in continuing to build. The second thing that you have to know is in the baton that you're giving over is your name and the goodwill in your name. Please understand, your children did not choose to be born to you. The greatest blessing or the greatest burden that they carry from birth is your name. You decide whether it's a blessing or a burden. If you go through life hurting people, cheating people, doing things that will diminish the name that your children will carry for a longer time that you will live alive, then you have been a burden to your children. You should make sure that your name opens doors of opportunities for your children. It's in the bottom. Your name will either be a key or a padlock. You choose which one it will be at the doors of opportunity. But the third thing that you're going to have to give to your children in the bottom is the environment in which they will need to succeed. Oh God, I hope you get this, and I'm going to do this very quickly. Please understand that building your children to out-succeed your nation is foolishness. Because if your children have the right values, but your nation does not have the right values, your children will become targets in the nation that they're supposed to succeed in. If you raise your children on the values of integrity, but everybody else in your nation steals, you are going to isolate your children, you are going to ostracize your children, and you are going to turn them into targets for the thieves who your children refuse to cooperate with. So don't think that it is okay, that as long as my own children are just okay, it doesn't matter. Please understand, it matters. It matters not just that your children can go to good schools, but that education be fixed. It matters that your children cannot just ride in air-conditioned cars, but that the roads is fixed for all. Because in the end, when you are gone, your children will have to drive on those roads. The question is, who is going to stand on the road to ask your children for their car? Did you hear what I said? It's not enough for you to say that, look, let me train up my own children. At least I've done what God said. If you don't, the Bible didn't say train up your child. I don't know whether you noticed. It said train up a child. You have a responsibility not only to your children, but to all of that generation. Especially to the bridge generation. What is the bridge generation? The bridge generation are the people you mentor that will mentor your children. You didn't hear what I'm saying? The guys that are mentoring my children are the guys that I mentored when they were in uni. Now they are the ones that my children are calling uncle. I mentored those guys so that they can have the values that they will give to my children. Somebody understand what I'm saying? So that's what you have to do to the baton. But that's not the only problem. The other problem is you have to prepare the runner to be able to receive the baton and then run. Because if this runner does not run and complete their own leg, what happens to all the work that we've done? I didn't hear you. Have you noticed that the medal is not given to who started first and who was the first? It is who finished. Now, listen, your medal is not just in the hands of your children, it's in the hands of your grandchildren. So when you are treating your children, you must raise them to be fathers of your grandchildren. So one day, one of my kids and I, we were gisting, and then I got thirsty. So as I was walking, he walked with me. That in itself is something that is worthy of an applaud. And I'm not saying you should clap for me. I'm saying I clapped for myself. Because if you don't tell your child to come with you, will your child come with you? Your child must find you interesting enough to follow you when you didn't tell them, follow me. So I went to the kitchen, and I could have said, go and get me water. But I went to the kitchen to go and get water myself. And as I got the water, my son was now inspired that he also wanted to drink water. You know how somebody can become thirsty by seeing another thirsty soul? So now I fetched the water from the seaway tank into my glass. And as many of you know, that first one is the coldest one, isn't it? The one that comes after is the Asibisha. And as I did it, I handed the cup to him. And he was like, Dad, no, I'll get mine. I said, no, take this. He said, but Dad, this is the coldest one, and I know you like cold drinks. I said, take it. And as he collected it from me, I said, please make sure you give that cup to my grandson. He couldn't drink the water for a while. I said, that cup that I just gave you was not for you. It's for my grandson. But now I have shown you how I will take the coldest glass and give it to you. So do the same for my grandson. Do you understand? So it's not enough for you to prepare everything for your children. You have to prepare your children for everything. And that really is about values. Yesterday we touched on 10 values that I hope that you will remember. Can anybody remember what they are? Shei, you want to help us? Number 1, let's read together. You must tell them, but you must show them what a positive impact is. That every time you go somewhere, you're either going to leave the place better, worse, or the same as it was. Never the same. Never worse. Always better. Every time you meet someone, you must leave the person better. And one of the greatest ways you will know when you show a positive impact is that the people say thank you. Number 2, let's go. Tell your children they must never be the agenda for a disciplinary committee. They must be on the disciplinary committee. They must never be the reason why a teacher is sending them to. No. You have to be the solution provider. Don't litter the floor hoping somebody else will pick it up. Don't eat on the table and then not push your chair back hoping somebody else will come and push it. Don't use the toilet and not flush. You must never create a problem for others. People who raise children like this are doing their in-laws, their daughters or sons-in-law, the best thing ever. Because your children will not give their spouses problems. 3. Be a role model worthy of emulation. Each one of your children, regardless of which time or which place it is, must know that they are going to be the best version of themselves so that others can become better versions of themselves. I'm going to say that again. You raise your children to become the best version of themselves so that others can become better versions of themselves. Anybody trying to be like your child must be better because your child is sending a high standard. Number 4, let's go. Please, excellence, 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 excellence. Tell your children to be their best, to give their best, to do their best so that they can have the best in life. The best life is an option. It's not guaranteed. It's only given to the people who gave their best, did their best, and were their best. You understand what I'm saying? Next. Let your children know that the wrong thing is not an option, neither is something that is called all right. All right is society's way of altering what used to be wrong and behaving that it is okay now. Let your children never do manageable. Let them never do okay. Let them always do what is right. And let them know that regardless of how many people are doing what is wrong, that you expect them to do what is right. And every time they come home and they share something that they did right, celebrate it. Don't pass it by. Whatever you celebrate will get repeated. Whatever you appreciate and you award will get repeated. Make a big deal of small things that you want to see in their lives forever. Number 5. Sorry, let me quickly go back. One last step. This will require courage. And if you fall to the temptation of everybody is doing it and you do it, because all the other cars are passing the red light, and you pass the red light because all the other cars are passing it, then you have told your children it's okay to do the wrong thing as long as everybody else is doing it. And when you stop at that red light and other people are honking for you, make sure you use it as an opportunity to tell your children, listen, they can honk, but they will wait. They can't climb over the car. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number 5. Number 6. Let your children know the value of time. Never let them be late. Never make them late. Never. And don't tell them, give me a second and take 10 seconds. Tell them, give me a moment. A moment is a bandwidth of time. Don't say, give me 1 minute and then take 5 minutes. You're already teaching them that, look, 1 minute is not really 1 minute. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Number 7. Teach your children to know that to care means to be concerned about the well-being of a thing, a place, or a person. And that they must be aware enough of their environment to look for all the things that need to be cared for. Tell your children that when they don't take care of things, they will have to replace those things. So let them take care of their school shoes. And it doesn't mean that because they are not going to get school shoes next year because their feet may have grown better, but tell them that if you take care of these school shoes, you preserve the value so that when we give it to somebody else, there's still value in the shoes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They must care for things. And then respect is the art of bestowing honor on others. So let your children know how to bestow honor. Next, please. Tell your children that your name is not just an inheritance, it's a debt that they owe to their children. That the legacy that they are building is for their children. So if they love their children, they'll build a great legacy. Number 9. A gentleman once came to me because his wife had come to report that her husband admires me, but somehow in a conversation, he slapped her. And she said, is that you'll be saying Fela Durotoye is your role model, is your role model. Do you think Fela is slapping Tara? And his own was like, how do I even know that he doesn't slap her? I said, no. If he slapped her, they won't have the kind of relationship they have. Anyway, so she calls me. My husband really admires you, but he just slapped me. Okay, bring him. So the two of them got there. I said, the guy said, oh my God, Mr. Fela Durotoye, I can't believe it. You know, man, she first told me that you said you should come. I thought she was lying. I can't believe, sir. I've admired you for a long time. I've always wanted to meet you. How, Father? Oh, so he was Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I told him, calm. What happened? He says, sir, my wife called me a liar. She said, Jesus. Sir, I never called. Isaac was rich. The Bible says Isaac dug wells and found water. And they said they were different from the wells Abraham dug. So the first time Isaac saw wells was from his father. So when your children are watching you in your place of work today, what are they hearing from your colleagues? You must build build an organization that would outlive you, even if it is not your children that will relieve you in the management of that organization. Do you understand? Let your children see you save. Help them to save. Let your children earn money. Don't just give them money. Tell them to go and mow the lawn and you will pay them 50 naira, 100 naira. Get them to do something that helps them to appreciate that money can be earned. Does somebody understand where I'm coming from? When you spoil your children, you have destroyed your grandchildren. Time. I know I can't. I can't. Guys, please understand 4 things you must be able to do well to become a wealthy person. You must be able to earn and increase your earnings. Number 2, you must be able to save and invest your savings. Number 3, you must be able to spend wisely and minimize your waste. We spend sometimes on things that don't need to be replaced. You are driving too close to another car. Ultimately, your car will be bashed. Your car was not designed, your lights were not designed to be replaced. Panel beating is not part of running the maintenance of your car. Your car does not need to be scratched. If you keep your car as clean as possible, as fresh as possible, you will have greater value in the resale value of that car. Some people have bought 10-year-old cars and called friends to come and celebrate with them. And 10 months later, that car was not worth 1/10 of the value of the car that they bought it. Do you understand? Take care of your clothes. Don't just take your clothes off and put them on the ground. Hang them when you can. Take care of your shoes. Listen, the moment you take your shoes out, put newspaper or put a shoe, what they call a shoe tree, so that it will straighten your shoe back, like as though you never wore them. That way you can have a shoe for 4 years. There's nothing wrong with it. You need to save money by not having to spend money replacing things that should not have been replaced. Every time you go to the kitchen, plates must not break. Glass cup must not chip. Do you understand? When you wash your clothes, don't put it out in the sun directly. It will destroy your clothes. And when you iron your clothes, use a handkerchief on it before you place the iron on the material. If not, the material will shine and it will fade and it will not be fresh anymore. You have to pay me. Is somebody watching? The way you accelerate your car will determine how quickly your fuel will finish. You are buying fuel at 1,800 naira per liter, and then you are accelerating anyhow. Where are you going when you can see that other people have stopped in front? Then you rush through, then you press brake, then you burn your brakes and you burn your fuel. Does somebody understand what I'm trying to say? Guys, I'm having too much fun. Let's go. Do you understand? Manage things well so you don't have to spend more than you need to. It is called prudence, not miserly. Doesn't matter how much you have. Waste is a curse. Write it down. Doesn't matter how much you have. Waste is a curse. What is a curse? Anything that hinders you from achieving success in your destiny. Even when Jesus had more than enough bread, he said, gather the remaining. Gather. Take wastage out of your life. Invest your savings. Earn and earn more. 2 ways to earn, and then I close with this. 2 ways to earn. Number one, you can earn through what is called sweat money. You can earn sweat money. Sweat money is any amount of money that you earn from your involvement. In other words, you were part of making that money because you showed up, because you did something. Your time was involved. It's called sweat money. But there is another one that is better than sweat money. It's called sweet money. Sweet money is the money you earned but you didn't have to do for. Meaning it was an investment you made and the return on that investment you didn't have to labor for. So whenever you work to get a salary, that is sweat money. But when you take some out of your sweat money and you put it into something else that is working for you, that is sweet money. A rich person is somebody who has more sweet money than sweat money. A poor person is somebody who acquires liabilities with their sweat money and they need more sweat money to keep the liabilities. But a rich person is able to defer the enjoyment of their sweat money by keeping some in something that will become sweet money for them. And then they get to the point where it is their sweet money they're expending on liabilities. What is a liability? A liability is anything that you own, whether you inherited it, you bought it, you found it, as long as it is yours, but it takes money away from you to keep it going. An asset is anything you own, whether you inherited it, you got it, you bought it, it doesn't matter, but it brings money to you. So the car that you drive to work, is it an asset or a liability? It's a liability, even though you drive it to work. Because you don't need to drive that car to still be able to make money at work. But the car that you have that they are doing Uber for you from, is that an asset or a liability? Let me put it this way. The house that you live in that is your own house, is it an asset or a liability? It's a liability. Even though some accounting standards, they go and put it on assets. It's a liability. Why? Because you will still need to pay taxes, road land use charge. You need to paint the house. All of those things. But the house that you have that is on rent, is that an asset or a liability? A rich person has more assets than liabilities, meaning you have more rooms on rent than the one that you are consuming in your house. Do you understand it? That's how to make wealth, but you have to make sure that your children can see it, can be involved with it, and then they take the value that produced the wealth in your life and they continue with it. I wish I could do more, but I'm grateful for what I have done. The 3 master keys: earn and increase your earnings, save and invest in assets. Okay? Please put it there. Save and invest in assets. And then the third one is spend wisely and minimize your waste. If you do those 3 things, I promise you, as a lifestyle, you will become more wealthy than you can ever imagine. You will become more wealthy, especially when you live the values that make you a valuable person. Those 10 values, what are they? Make a positive impact on everywhere you meet and everywhere you go. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. So can we do a quick creed? Somebody say with me, this day, I hereby commit to live a life of leadership and excellence, and to do all within my power to bring out the best in me and in others as I build my country into the most desirable nation to live in. To this end, I will make a positive impact on everyone I meet and everywhere I go. I will be a solution provider and not a part of the problem to be solved. I will be a role model worthy of emulation. I will be my best in all that I do, particularly the things I'm naturally good at. I will do the right thing at all times, regardless of who is doing the wrong thing. I will value time and make the best use of it. I will care and show respect to all, rich or poor, young or old, male or female. I will show respect to all through my words and my actions. I will consciously build a great legacy starting now, today, and every day. I will live a life of integrity and honor, and I will make my family, my nation, and my God proud. I will build transgenerational wealth and build values into the future generations so that they can do greater than I have ever done. So help me God. God bless you guys. I love you.
Wow, church, what do we do this morning? Make your shouts louder. Wow. Somebody say wow. Touch your neighbor like this. I can tell the person I can feel your fullness. My God, thank you so much.